Yeah? Pause it.
When you're ready.
Oh my word! You're absolutely gorgeous, Nicole.
Thank you.
She had a big day this car.
It does.
Oh, you're stunning.
Makes 2,000. We get food.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, sure. Just casually hoover the grass on your wedding day. Nothing to see here.
Top it.
Hey, it's me. I'm about to come through the doors. Can't believe today is the day that we get to marry each other. After all this time planning, I can't believe it's today. Anyways, I'm so excited and happy, and I'm so glad that you came into my life when you did. And I have found my person I want to spend the rest of my life with, and I'm so excited. and I cannot wait to start our journey together as husband and wife. Let's do this, babe. I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye.
Family and friends, please take your seats.
Like it.
You're laughing, I'm in tears.
You pick yourself back on. Look, that's perfect. Well, good afternoon, family and friends, and a very warm welcome to this beautiful setting where we've come to share in the happiness of Nicole and Daniel's wedding day. This is, of course, their day, but they wanted to share it with all of the people who've been there for them as they built the foundations of their life together. And that means all of you. So whether you've come from as far away as Australia or from a little closer to home, Nicole and Daniel are delighted to have the pleasure of your company today. In a moment, we'll hear a little of Nicole and Daniel's story, and they'll share the promises that will take them over the threshold into married life. But first, I'd like to introduce myself and say one or two words about my role today. My name is Janet Donnelly, and I'm a registered celebrant representing the charity Humanist Society Scotland. The humanist view is that there are more things that unite us in life than divide us, and that we should make the most of the one life that we know we have, using tolerance and compassion as our guides. Humanism is about the things that we all share, and amongst the most important are our sense of optimism and joy when we see two people who have found love together and who want to commit to one another for life. This is a unique ceremony for a unique couple, and it's been great fun working with Nicole and Daniel over the last few months, helping them to create a ceremony which truly reflects who they are and their outlook on life. A ceremony which hopefully will include plenty of smiles. I was going to say, perhaps there'll be one or two tears, but that boat has well and truly sailed. They'll make those promises, they will literally tie the knot, and then the celebrations will start. In between, we'll learn about what love and life mean for them and what makes them so good together. Today's a celebration of love, of friendship, and of a family who are in it forever. And Nicole and Daniel hope that their ceremony will speak to your hearts from theirs. Now, in happy family occasions like these, our thoughts inevitably turn to thinking of those people who aren't with us today. We're especially remembering Daniel's dad, Daniel, and I'd like to invite you all to take a moment during the celebrations to remember those that you have loved and lost, friends and family alike. And that brings us to the reason that we're all here today, which is, of course, because of love. But what is love? It's such a small word, but it describes something so fundamental and so utterly essential to our existence. But there is no one size fits all when it comes to love. Love comes in all shapes and sizes. Love looks different from one person to the next. Dr. Seuss described love as finding someone with whom we share a mutual sense of weirdness. The Beatles once famously said, "Love is all you need." But Laura Hendricks perhaps said it best. She said, "Love is friendship caught fire." But whichever way we describe love, if we are lucky enough to have found it in our lifetimes, we are reminded that the ability to love really is what makes the world go around. And even though we all describe love in different ways, even though it does look different from one person to the next, we all know it when we see it. And we see it here today. Confident, optimistic, ready to take the next step in their journey together. So a humanist marriage ceremony has at its heart a focus on the strength and depth of human relationships, and it acknowledges the uniqueness of each and every one of us. No two people are the same, neither are two relationships. So when we were making plans for today, I asked Nicole and Daniel to share their unique story with me and tell me what makes them tick as a couple and as a family. This is what they said. So it seems that we're standing on the exact spot where it all started back in November 2018. Nicole and Daniel were here at the same wedding dance. Nicole was busy capturing all the dance floor action on her phone. Daniel spotted her from across the dance floor, decided to go over and ask her to dance, which she did. So that must have been a good night, because from there a date was arranged to Kismet, and then a few more dates until they were officially a couple. Nicole still lived with her mum at the time. Daniel was sharing a flat with a friend. But when Nicole's dad's flat became available, they decided it was time to move in together. They had some great adventures as they settled into life together. One of the highlights was a trip to London for Nicole's birthday. Not only did they get a turn on the London Eye, but they went to visit Harry Potter World, where Nicole got to open the doors on her actual birthday. Their first long-distance trip together was an amazing holiday to Cancun in Mexico, which they both absolutely loved. They've been back again since, and it's such a special place for them that Cancun is also their honeymoon destination. They've also had an amazing trip to Thailand, which they described as an experience like no other. Visiting Bangkok, the old capital, Chiang Mai, and the beaches at Phuket and Krabi. And in between all of this, they managed to grow their family. The patter of tiny paws. Daniel pranked Nicole on the way back home from one of their holidays, saying that he'd organised for them to go and look at a cat. Nicole wasn't actually that keen on cats, so it was a surprise to Daniel when she said she quite wanted to get a cat as well. That was when Coco came into their lives. And then, of course, came COVID and lockdown and everything that came with it. They were actually away in Thailand when the COVID situation was starting to get serious, but thankfully they were able to get home before the world shut down completely. Life was very different for them for the next wee while. As Daniel said, for Nicole working in A&E, that meant something very different to my work, where I was off work for 9 months. Nicole was facing the unthinkable at work, whilst I was pulling my hair out, stuck at home. So having been in a rented flat for a few years, it was time for Nicole and Daniel to find a house that they could call their own and to put down some roots. A letter that popped through the door was the start of the journey that led to their house in Birkhead. And once they'd moved in, they grew their family a bit more with the arrival of German Shepherd Rex. In amongst all of this, Daniel was thinking about the future. He knew that he wanted Nicole to be a part of that future. So one day, casually in the back garden, he got down on one knee and popped that all-important question. Nicole had absolutely no idea whatsoever what was on his mind, and she had no input into the choice of ring. But Daniel must have chosen well, because 2.5 years on, here we are, ready to celebrate with Nicole and Daniel, and of course, with the star of the show, their beautiful daughter, Maya. Their little bundle of joy isn't so little anymore, but since she arrived on the 6th of July 2022, she's turned their world upside down in the most wonderful way imaginable. There were some scary moments in the year that followed, some health issues to be faced for Nicole, but Nicole and Daniel told me that facing those challenges together has made them even closer as a family. Today, we're looking into the future with Nicole, with Daniel, and with Maya. What does the future hold? Well, thankfully, none of us knows where life might take us. But today, Nicole and Daniel are ready to embrace the commitment of marriage, to promise to one another that they'll always try to be the best partner and parent that they can be, to navigate through life as a team, supporting one another as they go. They know that the time ahead might not always be easy and that there might be more challenges to be faced, but they look forward to facing them together. So that's a little bit about how we came to be here today, a little bit about what's important in life for Nicole and Daniel, and that brings us to the heart of our ceremony. For hundreds of years, couples have exchanged rings as a way of expressing their love. Nicole and Daniel have decided to embrace that tradition, and Michael has been looking after the rings for us. May I have the rings, please, Michael? You're up. No pressure.
Don't drop them. Oh, upside down.
I was going to say there's probably 2 rings in there.
That's fine. We've practiced this.
Yeah, the
before.
practice.
Oh, right, okay.
Thank you.
I'm shouting my makeup there now.
It's on the speeches. Join hands for it. It's often said that a ring is circular, that it has no beginning and no end. But these rings had their beginnings in nature. The forces of earth combined to create precious metal in its most natural form. It was then taken and shaped and polished, creating something beautiful from raw ingredients. Love is like that. It comes from humble beginnings, and through a combination of chance and effort, love is shaped into something extraordinary. It's the process of making something beautiful where once there was nothing at all. Today, Nicole and Daniel create something beautiful, something of which they can be proud. Daniel, would you take Nicole's ring? Slip it onto her finger. Look at Nicole and repeat after me. I, Daniel,
I, Daniel,
accept you, Nicole,
accept you, Nicole,
in marriage
in marriage
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
I promise to love you,
I promise to love you,
honour you and protect you,
honour you and protect you,
for better or worse,
for better or worse,
for richer or poorer,
for richer or poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
and forsaking all others,
and forsaking all others,
be faithful to you
be faithful to you,
for as long as we both shall live.
for as long as we both shall live.
Nicole, would you take Daniel's ring? Slip it onto his finger.
Okay.
It does fit. So they were coming off.
It's not. For him, and repeat after me. I, Nicole,
I, Nicole,
accept you, Daniel,
accept Daniel
in marriage
in marriage
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
I promise to love you,
I promise to love you,
honour you and protect you,
honour and protect you,
for better or worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer or poorer,
for richer and poorer,
in sickness and in health,
as innocent health.
and forsaking all others.
Eh.
And forsaking all others.
A sickness for whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Just go with it.
Are we happy to go with that? Yes. Nicole and Daniel have chosen to demonstrate their commitment today by means of a uniquely Celtic ritual called a hand fasting. There are many stories about the origins of a hand fasting, but in days gone by, a couple who were joined at the wrist by an elder in their community were then regarded as married. Perhaps it was in the days when only the rich could afford rings. Today, a hand fasting is a powerful symbol of a union that is freely entered into and which is a bond for life. If you've ever wondered where the phrase tying the knot comes from, well, you're about to find out. We have 3 strands in our handfast today. We have one for Nicole, we have one for Daniel, and we have another to represent Maya and the place that she occupies at the heart of their ceremony. So, we've practiced this.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I have no idea.
That's fine. Just do what your husband does.
Yeah.
Just hold on to
Okay.
it.
Just keep hold of it. Okay.
Don't let go.
Don't let go. Okay. Nicole and Daniel, today, on your wedding day, you're holding the hands of your best friend as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. They are the hands that will help to hold your family as one. They are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. The bond between you is not formed by your hand-fasting knot, but by your vows. It's in your hands to make or break your union. Just as your hands are now bound together, so too are your lives. May you be forever one, sharing in all things in love and loyalty for all time. May your marriage be blessed with patience and dedication, with forgiveness and respect, love and understanding. Nicole and Daniel, it now gives me the very greatest of pleasure to declare that you, Nicole, and you, Daniel, are now married, and I now pronounce you husband and wife. Please draw your arms apart, keep hold of it, tie the knot, hold it up, and share a kiss for everybody.
Love you.
I love you.
Read that.
You keep it.
Keep it if you want. Yeah, no, you want it.
Official paperwork to sign, and then, of course, we're going to finish with a wee toast to the newlyweds. If you'd like to escort your wife to the table. As you go through life, remember the people who were with you today. Call on them for support and advice if you need it. Remember the emotions that you felt today, and if times are bad, use those memories to remind yourself just how good life can be. We wish you luck in the future, but more importantly, we hope that you have love, friendship and trust from one another. Family and friends, could I ask you to please be upstanding just one more time? It gives me the greatest of pleasure to introduce to you all for the first time the bride and groom, Nicole and Daniel, who are now Mr. and Mrs. Davidson. Ladies, gentlemen.
A very warm welcome to everybody here today, and more so the ones that have travelled so far to be here with us in Nicole and Dan's big day. For those who don't know me, I'm Sean, the proud father of Nicole, of the bride. Nicole, you've always been a loving, caring daughter, and we're all so happy for you. The countdown from 900 days has now arrived for you and Dan. You've grown into a loving mother to Maya, our wee Tootie, and hopefully more. Bob and Alexa's dinner table just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Dan, we have known you for a few years now, and I'm here to welcome you into our family. You're well and truly part of it already. And I couldn't ask for a better son-in-law. It's obvious to everyone that you are meant for each other, and we are so happy for you both in the beginning of the new chapter of your lives, Mr. and Mrs. Davison. Now I wish Nicole and Dan all the best. I'd like now for us to stand and raise a glass to the newlywed couple, and also remember the ones we have loved and lost. Cheers to Paul.
Friends and family, it's an honour to stand before you today as one of the luckiest men on this planet. I'm tearing up already and I've only just started. I want to take this moment to thank each and every one of you being part of our day today. It's made it incredible. Planning for months and months to get it all down to this one day, it's been amazing. I'd like to thank the beautiful bridesmaids, Ashley, Becca and Stacey. I thought Nicole would have been a lot worse this morning, but it seems like she had a quite easy morning. Made her cry the first thing this morning, but that was my first job. Where have I got to now? I'm completely lost. I want to thank all of Nicole's family. You have all been so open ever since I first started going out with Nicole. Robert and Alexis, your home's always been open to me, and you've always made me feel like a member of the family. Sean and Caroline, you've both had such love for Nicole, and it shows in everything that you do for us and Maya. One of the scariest things I ever had to do was walk down that drive and ask for your permission. I'm so glad I got that yes. So, Mum, I'm sure everyone here would like to thank you for raising such an amazing son. I'd say that the middle child's always the best child. I mean, ask Nicole's older and younger sister, but I've also heard that Roddy say once or twice that I'm the favourite child, so it must be true. I hope as I stand here today, Mum, that I make you proud. To my best man, Michael, on my right, thanks for putting up with me and my brothers to do the stag do. What I've remembered from it, it was a great day, even though it was short and sweet. And hopefully that's the last we'll hear of it today. And to the person that brought us all here today, my beautiful wife. I cannot put into words how proud I am to call you my wife. Knowing that I'm sharing the rest of my life with you and our family, I can't wait to see what adventures it takes us on. We've been planning this wedding for a while. Well, I say we. You all know it was mostly Nicole. I just turned up and looked this good. So can we all stand and say thanks to Nicole for all the work that she's put in? My beautiful wife, Nicole. Now, I'm probably going to regret this next part, but my best man Michael has a written speech for us.
That's fine. That's good.
Well, here we go. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Michael, and I have had the pleasure of being Danny's best man. But I can definitely tell you it will not be a pleasure until this speech is done. But before I begin, I just wanted to say what an absolutely lovely day it is. You know how beautiful you're both looking today. And cheers for the free bar, by the way. So that's going well. So, well, I didn't really know where to start. I've written this speech about 5 times. I've known Dan for over 12 years. We met at our local Air Cadet Squadron, and we became good friends. We stayed in touch, and we've been on many adventures together, including a lot of nights out. And to even fund our nights out, we started working, doing garden maintenance on a Sunday morning. And do you remember what we called ourselves? Half-cut garden services. Now, it wouldn't be the speech, obviously, without mentioning that Dan loves a holiday. And Dan loves a holiday, especially at the end of a certain period of his life. And there's been very few. So, when I first met Dan, it was in his cadet stage. He was a very well-turned-out, disciplined cadet who volunteered for everything and always looked his best. And then one night, he rocked up on a motorbike. And we enter the period of Dan's life that I call his rebel biker stage. He bought himself the tightest pair of jeans that he could possibly wear, and he never took them off. He bought himself a leather jacket that he also never took off, and he obviously had the 125 Cruiser motorbike, and he also had a really famous motorbike ring. We don't really know where that ring ended up, but you can ask him later on. Then we'll move into the next stage, and Dan got a car license. He started off in a Ford until his Uncle Alan, somewhere, there, decided to lend him his car. Alan, I'm just going to say, I think you're very lucky you got that car back some nights, especially some of the stunts I've seen him play. And then something to do with the law, and Dan stopped driving for a while. So he took another wee holiday. And then we turn into the return of the cadets, where Dan returned as a staff sergeant and wasted absolutely no time in volunteering and turning out his best again. And then he went down to one of our most famous camps in cadets, called RIAT, Big Royal International Air Tattoo. It went well, didn't it? Yeah. So that was a car crash of a trip for Dan. One damaged golf buggy later, a smashed runway landing light, and of course a missing shirt, which was returned. And Dan took another holiday from cadets. But I must say, in the end, it all worked out well for Dan. And he met Nicole, and they very quickly became inseparable, moving into the first wee flat, jet setting off to Mexico, this time for a proper holiday. And later they started their own wee cake business and quickly proved that they could work well as a team. And I think Nicole had a big sigh of relief, as she probably tested out on a lot of you people Dan's cooking, and yous all survived, so Nicole felt comfortable. From there, they moved on to their lovely house in Birkhead and eventually welcomed the wonderful Maya into their lives. And where today they continue to prove to each other and everybody in this room just what a wonderful couple they are and a fantastic mum and dad to Maya. But I'm not done. I would like to skip ahead a few years and one engagement later, and we come to the shortest stag do I have ever been on in my life. Now, whilst Dan was passed out, he left something. And I've got what Dan left behind. Now, Nicole, I think you know Dan pretty well, but I think you don't know what Dan carries in his purse. Can you take a guess of what Dan might carry in his purse? We'll go through it. First on the order of the day is a lovely I Love Scotland mirror. There you go. We have some questionable glow bands, straws. Where will we go? Tampons? Baby bells? Diarrhea relief capsules? And of course, the waxing strips. Now don't worry, there's still plenty in his purse for later on. So, I'm going to return this to you, and there's your purse. So, once we've finished with the waxing strips later on, and we're back to the happily wed couple. And to be honest, I wanted to make it nice, quick and easy. And I'm going to end with another toast to the bride and the groom. And I wish them all the happiness in the world. And I really hope I didn't get Dan into too much trouble. But if you would all please stand once more. And I'd like to say to the bride and the groom. The bride and the groom! Thank you.
So, for the first time this evening, on the dance for the first dance to you, Mr. and Mrs. Davidson. Come on!
If you need it to be, you should know that I won't let go. I'll be alive when you can't seem to find it. Lie on my shoulder when you feel like crying. You say I'm not perfect, but there's no denying you've always been perfect for me. And there's not a thing in these words you can't tell me, 'cause I'll take the weight if it all gets too heavy. You say you're not worth it, but darling, you're perfect. You've always been perfect for me. I wanna wake up to you every day, with your head on my chest and a smile on your face. I wanna spend my whole life with you, babe, making you laugh till we're old and gray. You should know that I won't let go. I'll be alive when you can't seem to find it. Lie on my shoulder when you feel like crying. You say you're not perfect, but there's no denying you've always been perfect for me. There's not a thing in this world you can't tell me, 'cause I'll take the weight if it all gets too heavy. You say you're not worth it, but darling, you're perfect. You've always been perfect for me. Perfect for me. Can't seem to find it. Lie on my shoulder when you feel like crying. You say you're not perfect, but there's no denying you've always been perfect for me.
Rest Mr. and Mrs. Davidson, guys. Let's hear it. Getting his Tigers punch. Okay, so our second dance this evening is the crowd that likes to drive and drive. The crowd please move this room onto the dance floor.
He's the half that makes you whole. He has a poet's soul and the heart of a man's man. I know he'll say that he's in love, but between you